Isis might have been happy after all. Using her faith and perseverance, Isis once again found all the pieces of her husband's body and with the help of Thoth reassembled them into a new entity. With Osiris in a new incarnation, Isis continued to use her ability of shape-shifting to keep her function of a messenger between the world of the living and the underworld, the new kingdom of Osiris. In my painting cycle, Isis is represented in both forms, as a white dove ingesting the magical fruit in the third panel, and as a mother incarnate in the fourth, still retaining one of her wings to support her newly born infant. Oh, it's so light, or maybe it's just from this. In contrast to the blue, contemplative tones of the panel of Osiris, the colors selected for this painting are warm golds, traditionally used in the depiction of the divine environment. Gold being a symbol of endurance and incorruptibility. The goddess occupies the center of a squared throne, the firm foundation for the future dynasties. In her lap, or a seat, she is holding a baby Horus, inspiring many cults of sacred motherhood. It has been documented by many relics. The image of Isis with Horus was as popular and revered in ancient Egypt as the image of Mary and Jesus in the Middle Ages. The goddess is surrounded by the bursting pentagonal stars, standing for the archetypal energies of the next geometric structure, the pentad. Okay, the pentad. From the first look at the geometric sketch of a pentad representing number 5, it is apparent that it is far more complex than all the previous ones. As all the shapes before, it also originates in a circle within the symbolic womb, but then an amazing thing happens. If we connect all the opposite corners of a pentagon, okay, a pentagon, and you, yeah, all right. And you can go in all the direction this way, and you always get another pentagon. And if you expand all these lines, you get another star in either direction. And you can go outward all around, and you can go inward endlessly, because you have these measurements. Okay, you have another little pentagon, so you can make another tiny little star here, and so on. All right. So it's a fantastic shape. As all the shapes before, it also originates in a circle of the symbolic womb, but then amazing. If we connect all the opposite corners, by expanding the lines further outside or inside, we can obtain its larger or smaller version in a reverse position. This process is significant for several reasons. One is the possibility of endless repetition, indicating the regenerative properties of pentagon, and as such, it is considered the principle of life in the universe. Okay. Many living forms, such as plants, animals, humans, and even galaxies, contain the geometry of a pentad within their structures. Another significance of a pentad lies in its representation of freshness and fertility of life, often associated with gods such as Pan or Zeus. All these celebrations of the new beginnings of light and life, such as winter solstice or Christmas. The pentagram star has been a symbol of health for its obvious ability to catch the sunlight with maximum efficiency. The design of branches and leaves follow the shape of pentagon. Okay, so the branches grow like this, and leaves grow also on pentagon to catch the sunlight. Another remarkable property of pentad is the rotation of its stars. In its inverted position, okay, here, inverted position, the 5-pointed star symbolizes the negative aspect of the creative energy. For example, the envious Set, who sought to eliminate his brother, is associated with an inverted star, often used as the symbol of witches and devil worshippers. Interestingly, the negative symbolism of the inverted star may be due to the fact that the dimensions of the pentagram star lend themselves to the construction of a golden mean spiral. That's very important spiral. This remarkable spiral is a path of two-way transformation of expanding and contracting energies recorded in many living as well as disintegrating forms of the universe. As the Egyptian creation myth indicates, the archetypal energies of Horus are very much based on the generative and transformative properties of a golden mean spiral. But so are Set's energies in the inverted star. Okay.
Now, is this coil like the Fibonacci?
Yeah. Fibonacci actually comes very close, or rather, golden star coil comes very close to Fibonacci. It's more exactly calculated, but it's the same principle. Okay, here we go. Horus, known as a god of light and joy, is a prototype of a hero. By definition, the hero is a being who, through the active engagement with the forces of the world, defeats his fears and enemies in numerous battles, rising into superhuman status. Like Horus, hero often appropriates the feminine wisdom of his mother or a female guide. According to the legend, in his youth, Horus defeated many serpents and demons his uncle Set sent against him. With the help of a magic knife given to him by Isis, mature Horus challenged his uncle and defeated him in a battle. Having inherited the compassion of his mother, however, he did not kill Set, but rather submitted himself to the council of the gods. It has been decided that for sake of the balance, he will rule over the Lower Egypt, while Set will continue to rule in the Upper Egypt, the dry part of the land. But Set was dissatisfied with the decision and waged a new war against Horus. In one of the many ensuing battles, Horus lost his eye. Interestingly, during this blinding period, our hero has taken on some of the aggressive qualities of his uncle, killing his friends while mistaking them for enemies. We all can be blinded sometimes, right? But his remorse and continuous courage won him another eye from a friendly god, the famous eye of a hawk, capable of seeing everywhere. He finally managed to defeat Set and unite Egypt into a single land. Horus had won back the crown originally given to Osiris, symbolizing the union of the Upper and Lower Egypt. He has become a model of an enlightened ruler for generations to come. In my painting of a pentad, we can see Horus breaking out of a cocoon. Oh, where are we? Okay. In my painting of a pentad, we can see Horus breaking out of a cocoon of a mummy and transcending the framework of a pentagon while leaving the inverted star of its center behind. So you can see all that happening there. While his left hand is reaching for his compassionate heart, as some other personalities did in the future, his right hand reaches to another star, the six-pointed symbol of a perfectly balanced hexad. At the bottom of the picture is the coil of the golden mean spiral of the transformative fire necessary to forge a being of higher order. Horus became capable of the rule on earth while remaining connected to his spiritual origins. Now we can go and finish lecture. Okay. To make our happy ending complete, let me assure you that the outstretched hand of Horus did reach the shining star above, the symbol of his future wife, goddess of love and sacred motherhood, Hathor. Together they form a geometric archetype of hexad, which is created by the two intertwining triangles. The six-pointed star stands for a perfect balance of the masculine and feminine energies in the universe, giving birth to the most stable shape in the series. It is my hope that such balance will help to save our planet for the generations of our children. Okay. Not yet. Can I get back?
Never get back.
Okay, I can go back. Anyway, so there was a composite of all pictures, so I'm just going to finish without pictures, as my presentation seems to suggest. The divine architect Ptah has been guiding the evolution of our spirits from the simple configurations and relationships to the more complex ones. In the stories told, we could also see how our own actions and behavior can change the course of predestined events. Although based on the archetypal flow of energy, we also know that the potential for chaos is always present. And so a flutter of a wing of a butterfly in England can change a weather pattern in China. A wrong word or a gesture can break a relationship or shatter the years of international negotiations. As a painter, I am acutely aware of how an impulsive brushstroke can alter the whole composition, sometimes making us reach for a new canvas. Like a persistent Isis or Horus, we must start all over again, but that may be a good thing. Hanging from the back of the divine Ptah is a small symbol of happiness called Menat. Perhaps what this architect of the universe has been trying to tell us all along is that our sense of happiness depends less on our feelings or circumstances than on our creative ability to change them and start over. It may depend on our willingness to transform our old selves into the new incarnations, ever more compatible with the harmony of the sacred geometry of the universe he, after all, brought to us in his heart.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you.
Kathleen just stepped up to get, she said she has a painting with the Vesica Pisces. She relates to her, so she thought she'd get it.
Are you taking questions, Jonas?
Would you like to entertain some questions, Monica?
Well, if I didn't go over the format, I was rushing to choose because I knew I was a little bit.
We have to kind of make it brief, though. Because
Yeah.
of,
Well, I had one thing in mind, and that is, I don't think I've ever heard a painter who relies so heavily on symbolism and mythology to inform
It was the
their
other
work.
way around,
Well, let me
Richard.
finish the question. I mean, to what extent do you feel these beautiful paintings depend upon the knowledge of this mythology? And I mean, it's wonderful to hear the story behind them, but I mean, do you as an artist expect people to incorporate this into their appreciation of the work?
Yeah, no, the ideas for paintings came to me intuitively during the lecture at Wisdom University, where Matthew Fox was mentioning Thomas Aquinas and his openness to the ideas of the Greeks and, so-called pagan artists and philosophers. And I had a complete sketch done, in a few minutes, and then later on I learned about sacred geometry, and I tried to combine everything. And as a matter of fact, they asked me if I could do it into dissertation, which I did, and therefore the paintings are a little artificial. I normally don't paint like this. So, I rely much more on my intuition and immediacy of the painting and everything.
Is there kind of,
But for the sake of...
Are there universal sort of Jungian kind of images which come to you, and then somehow you look at them and say, oh my God, there is this triangular aspect or pentagram or what have you?
Yeah, well, it's more, you close your eyes and you try to represent certain being, and you see a cluster of energies. So I try to, what is this cluster energy trying to do with this cluster energy? And, would he be better represented by an object, by an animal, or by a human? And that's how I compose, So the archetypes are very deeply within us, because it kind of pops up, right, into your imagination. But this aligning it with the geometric things I did for the audience.
Thank you.